beautiful.
Perfect. Well, I'm Virgilio. I'm from Portugal, of course. I am a journalist for magazine HD. So my first question, how do you feel about being at the Eurovision Song Contest in Turin?
I'm ecstatic. I cannot believe I'm even here. It's so beautiful. Have you ever been to Italy before?
Yes, many times. I mean, I will go next Friday for Eurovision, of course.
Oh, amazing. Well, I'm so excited to see it all. I'm ecstatic. I've never been to Italy before, so this is such a beautiful experience for me, Eurovision and not Eurovision.
Yeah, and you are so young, but yet when you are on stage, the performance is so authentic. You are so natural. I've been following Eurovision for so long, and I mean, not all artists can do what you can do. I feel this, honestly. And where did you find your strength? I would like to know this.
On my strength.
Yeah.
That's you're so kind. Very, very sweet. I've never really seen myself that way. Thank you though. I think when you come from nothing, the only place you can go is up. So I've always been, I don't know, I've never really felt like I've ever had anything to lose because I've never had anything to lose. So I've always just said that when I go to achieve my dreams, I'm going to push as hard as I can and be as strong as I can because I don't have any expectation of failure.
Yeah, and you participated, I mean, in so many talent shows like The Voice, Americans Got Talent. How did they change you?
They have helped me grow into the person that I am today. I mean, I did those shows because I wouldn't say I'm really what Australian music is. There aren't many people in Australia. There's no one in Australia doing what I do. So I kind of needed those shows to express the performances that were in my mind, but at the scale that I wanted them to be at. Because if I had have done this with no budget, no nothing, no one, like the first shows that I did, no one would have understood exactly what was going on in my head. People still don't, but I use those shows as a way, using their stage, using their budget, everything that they do, to create performances that were in my imagination. And I think that is how I got to where I am today, because people look at my performances that I do and go, wow, that's crazy, or it's so different, or we've never seen those before. Yeah. So in that sense, TV really helped because I was able to do something I never thought would be possible. But other than that, not much else. I mean, those shows are so different from Eurovision. Eurovision's so classy, it's so expensive, it's so, it feels so prestigious and so respected, whereas, and it's history, Eurovision. Every year there's new history, whereas singing shows, they're here, then they're gone. Then they're here, then they're gone. Like they pass by. So you have to really, really try hard to make a special moment on those TV shows. Whereas Eurovision, every moment's a special moment.
I mean, yeah, it's like from The Voice, you have different editions every single time, and Eurovision, you have that edition, and that's really big.
Yeah.
And can you please tell me more about the creative process behind Not the Same? I would like to know more about it.
Yeah, so I'm working with the creative director, Sasha Jean-Baptiste. She's incredible. I've loved her work for a long time. I wanted to create a dystopian, darker kind of world, keep it in that kind of sense. Like I'm like a lost prince, like someone who's been banished from the castle, like that kind of vibe, but still exudes so much light and so much life in what I do. So working with House of Emmanuel and Swarovski Crystal to create my mask, Lynn Lacal, an amazing designer in Australia, to create what is the heaviest garment I've ever worn. And the staging, Sasha's ideas are just ridiculous. Like I didn't have to say much. I kind of gave her a few dot points and she just created something so exceptional. It's such an amazing team effort. But yeah, I mean, the song is ultimately about feeling isolated in a world where you're not the same from everybody else. And the thing is that I think, in a sense, we're all not the same, and we can all identify ourselves with being different from the rest, because we are. But I think when everyone tries to be, like somebody else, for those who can't physically be like everybody else, it's really hard. So you feel super isolated. So we wanted this staging to reflect that, light and darkness, make people feel the sense of being alone. It sounds kind of weird and maybe a little off topic, but do you know when you go to the supermarket and your mum leaves you at the cash register on your own and you feel so alone,
Yeah.
and you're just in there and you freak out? That's the kind of vibe I wanted. It's that childish fear of being so alone and so afraid and you don't know what to do. And I feel like the stage reflects that feeling of this, you're so alone in such a scary place, but you can't help but shine so bright.
And how important it is to each one of us to really say what is inside,
It's up to the individual. I mean, for me, I come from a very religious family. I have been told about who I should and shouldn't be for a very long time. And for me, I didn't want to live the life that I had if I couldn't be the person I knew I was and knew I was born to be. So for me, it was extremely important. But I mean, for others, some people have it a little bit easier. Some people have it 10 times harder than me. I think we've all felt the feeling of wanting to be who we really are. We've all felt the feeling of being angry at ourselves for not being that person that we know in our hearts we were born to be. So, I mean, it depends on how much you really care. But for me, I really cared. I really cared that I was being told to be like the other boys in school, but I didn't want to be those. It wasn't that I couldn't fit in, it's that I didn't want to. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think there needs to be more talk about that. There's so much of this, oh, we feel so bad for them because they don't fit in, they're not the same, they're not this, they're not, it's like, we're not the same, but it's good. I think that's, everyone wants a solution for not being the same. Like, how do we make someone the same? How do we make people fit in and be like everybody else? And for me, I was just like, I'm not, and that's good. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and pray for it to be fixed. Don't try and change who I am. Don't try and isolate me from everybody else to make me feel better. Just, we need to start respecting people for being different, and that's all it is.
And do you think it's possible to educate our society to eliminate, these conservative thoughts, the toxic environments that we live? Do you think that is possible?
No, not from the entire world. I don't think it's possible, because I have a lot of respect for people's beliefs. I have a lot of respect for how people believe things should be in the world. All I ask is that they respect me back for having my beliefs. I don't think we need to change everybody. I don't think we need to change how everyone thinks or feels. I think if everyone just respected other people's ideas, then it would be okay. That's all it is. I think it's a silly thing to say, I want to change the world completely. I don't want to change the world completely. I think there's so much beauty in religion, there's so much beauty in art, and so much beauty in being different from everybody else. I'm never someone that's like, I want to change everything. I want everything to, because ultimately that would make us all the same as well. All I'm asking is that we just all respect others' values. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Your words are really, really strong. You say things, you are passionate about what you do, and I can feel what you are saying. So what would you like to say to the young artists who are afraid to pursue their dreams, to be themselves?
We all have to work through our fears, I think. I have a lot of trauma, a lot of fear, a lot of things that I work with every day. Just know that you're not alone. There are people out there who understand, and that will understand who you are as well. I think for me, I wasn't in a space that felt safe to be who I was. So I worked my ass off so hard every day. You cannot get anywhere in life doing nothing. You have to work so hard. Cannot stop. Work hard so that people see what you do. They don't need to respect it so that they see it, because there will be someone one day that will see your hard work and they will see the creativeness that you have. And that will be the moment where everything changes. I mean, once you realize that you're as good as you can be, that's because you've worked as hard as you can be to be as good as you can be. So I guess my advice to any young artists or young creatives or just young people or anyone is that you work hard, and also don't bury those fears. Don't confront them and respect them as well. Fears can be good. Fears can be good as well. Those are the moments where I was most fearful are the moments where I've achieved the most in what I do.
I always love Australia entries. I mean, they are really different from each other. And well, I remember perfectly the first time I put your song on the radio and I asked my mother, can you guess this country? And she said, it's Australia. I was like, yeah, this happens for real. And well, I would like to know, how privileged do you feel representing your country? I mean, you've been in there at Eurovision, it's not even a decade, you know.
I'm ecstatic. I'm so proud. I didn't think it would be possible. I thought by the time it was possible, I'd be too old to compete. I have wanted this for my entire life. I don't think my life started until I was about 14 or 15 years old. I don't remember anything beforehand because I just hated the person that I was and that I grew into becoming. But 14, 15 years old was the year that I was like, I want to make something of myself. I want to be someone great. And that's when I first saw Conchita for the first time. I was about 14 or 15. And I felt so in love with the bearded lady. I just wanted to be everything that they were. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm an independent artist. I don't have a record label. It's all self-funded, self-created. It's all on me. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to make it happen. I've got an amazing team of people who believe in what I do. I'll say it again, I'm not like other Australian artists. I definitely do not reflect the Australian industry in music. So to represent a country that I love means the world. To go against the industry of music in Australia also is really fun. I think it's really cool to do something different. I'm just really proud.
And what is your favorite song of Eurovision? Is it Conchita, Rise Like a Phoenix, or you have others?
Voila by Barbara Pravi is my favorite performance of all time. Wow. Changed the way I view Eurovision, but I also really loved Salvador from Portugal.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I loved that. I think for Australians, Eurovision is dance, boom, 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 the whole thing. So when I heard Salvador's song, I fell so in love with it, and it reminded me that slow and emotional music can win the contest. It just takes the right performer.
And with whom would you like to sing? I mean, from Eurovision or not, with whom would you like to collaborate?
Duncan Lawrence.
Oh,
love to sing Duncan. Would love to sing with Barbara. Jean Thiers from Switzerland.
Yeah.
Salvador, Portugal. I would love to record. So there was a Tamara from North Macedonia. I love her as well. Do you remember Proud? I love that
of
song.
course.
Yeah. It's a fair few people.
And what are your plans for the future? Are you going to release an album?
Oh yeah, definitely working on an album at the moment. I also, we've mentioned it and I've had conversations with him, but I really want to record music with Christian Ogman from Poland. I would love to sing with Poland. So definitely doing that. I'm planning tours, spending more time in Europe. I would love to be living in Europe full time in the next 5 years.
Oh, great.
We're just so far away in Australia. And I think I've just found I think Europe's stolen my heart a little bit.
And my last question, how do you want the audience to feel while you're performing?
Well, feel how you want to feel. I think it's quite an emotional song. I would love if people could listen. It's a story that I wrote a very long time ago, and it means the world to know people listen to it because it's the song that changed my life.
Thank you, Sheldon, so much. Your song
Thank you.
is really brilliant. I mean, I wish you the best luck.
Thank you. That means so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. It means the world.
Thank you. Enjoy the time in Italy.
Thank you, darling. I'll talk to you soon. Enjoy Italy, guys. Enjoy Italy when you arrive.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you.
All right. Bye-bye. See you later.